So, went out and got the core supporter packs. All of them, actually. So, let's go through and look at them. So here's the Vanguard, which is what we'll start with. We'll start with the Apparitions, which are the ginormous kind of things that randomly appear. They're kind of tied to this slot here. And they occasionally just appear out of the blue when you're not doing any actions, or when you first summons into a map, they'll appear. They as such. So I had to stand here for a few. It's much like when the other pets, these pets, how they just kind of trail along, and then if you stop for a few, they'll go into their animation cycles. Same way that the Vanguard or the apparitions work. They kind of, but instead of trailing, they just disappear, and then they pop in, run their animation, and then disappear so they don't get into the middle of gameplay or blocking your screen. Zoom there. The Empyrean. Let's see, let me do it this way. Might stay out of the view better. Yeah, the Crucible, which is in the $480 pack. Then the Assassin. So I'll run through those one more time. As you can see, they kind of just stay in place when they spawn, do their animation, then disappear. They do face when they summons whatever direction you are. I'm always torn between this one and then of course the Crucible. And then I do like the Vanguard sword summons though. Reminds me of like something out of an anime or something where you're summoning the sword for you. Alright, so let's get through the armor packs. Go to themes. And here's the Assassin. So helmets, here's the two styles. One's a hood, one's kind of more a helmet. Turn him off for now. So that's what the hood looks like, and that's what the helmet looks like. Kind of had a Voltron-y feel to me. So there's the Assassin cloak, kind of over the shoulder, bunched up, with a little backpack there. Here's the Assassin effect on a staff. Just kind of a soft, kind of bluey glow. Kind of almost reminds me of like the splashy water effect, but with a little green coming off of it. There's the body armor, kind of a layered cloth fabric there. That's what it looks like on the back. Put the hood on. So you can see there's the gloves and the boot combo. Of course you have the portrait and then the apparition. So it's kind of what it looks like in general. We can do the Crucible. So we'll clear everything out. So that's the hooded style. And then there's the helmet, which has these kind of three little balls kind of falling behind it unattached. Guess you can see you lost your marbles. There's the back attachment, kind of that spinning gear mechanic that then has this glowing blue effect off of it. If you look at it from a distance, it leaves a good or interesting shadow silhouette. With the new shadows and all that kind of stuff, you get really good effects with that, so that's kind of cool. It's got a little bit of a blue trail to it. So there's the weapon effect. Nothing too much on a standard weapon, but it does have, when you see all that action or motion in the video, it's all the really long trail. This thing's got a trail that goes on for miles. So it kind of gives you all that black coloring that you were seeing there in the game, or the core videos. So that's the armor. Take the back off so you can see that. Kind of just a sleek trench coat, steampunk kind of metal. Get some balls hanging down here again, kind of a theme for it. Kind of that's captured orbs of space and time, I guess. There's the gloves for it, and the boots. Nothing too bad here. And then I'll show you the portal effect here in a minute. Then of course you had the Apparition. Right. Empyrean. So that's the back of the hood and the front. So let's turn it back off with the front. So you have this, and then you get this kind of hidden mask piece, which is kind of cool, kind of that secret society mask. Then you have the helmet, kind of that slotted, kind of almost like a jouster style, medieval jousters, but with this kind of soft yellow internal glow to it. And then you have the back attachment, which is, let's see if we can get lined up a good color there. Basically two sets of swords attached to a shield that then has a flowy cloth that will trail behind you. And here we have the Cosmos on a stick. So, and it's got a bit of a trail, not quite as noticeable as, and it's probably because this is a softer trail, so it trails off quicker with the gradients than the Crucible. But in general, pretty nice. Looks like this when you're kind of dashing or moving around. It does have good trails when you're like doing actions. So you see kind of trails nicer. It's real easy to see when I flame dash how it almost makes like a whole rainbow beam. Then you have the chest piece here, which turn back off so you can see the back of the chest without anything on it. It's just kind of this wrap cloth around a standard armor chest piece. It's the gloves, the boots, and then I'll show the portal effect as well. Alright. Pit Fighter. So, kind of get this helmet attachment instead of a full-on helmet, or the other kind of dual helmet system instead. This set you get the helmet attachment, then the standard helmet, and of course the helmet attachment looks good. Only complaint I have is a little bit of a height kind of awkwardness to it for me. I mean, our head ends here, and we got 3 feet of scrub and brush, so just a little challenge there. But overall it looks good. I just wish they'd maybe started the comb here instead. The back attachment's really nice here. Let's see if we can get down to some light. There we go. Nice good brute two-handed axe, one-handed gladius sword, and then a shield all tied together with chains and some ragged cloaking. Has decent trail and follow. The weapon effect, glowy. We will just call this neon stick. So, has a small trail, just a little bit, but not as big as some of the other packs, which can work out well sometimes too. You can see you can barely see the trail effect in that. And then if we dash, it's got a good enough trail for it. But yeah, it can really light up a weapon when you're going through or looking at it. So we leave that on. Pit Fighter armor. So kind of just really hardened metal, rustic, worn fighter look. Turn it back off again. Pretty just straightforward on the back. Some, built-in abs. Some little kind of wing structure here. Reminds me of all the wings that they build for back attachments when they do wings. The kind of flowy wings. Let's see if I've got a pair I can show real quick here. Like these. That pattern is that. Basically that, just in a hardened snapshot state. And there's the gloves and boots. Boots actually look kind of good in the fact that they actually have a knee shin guard cap here, or kneecap here, that's not like just attached straight to the player's kneecap. Kind of sticks out a little bit. If I can get it to come up here. But you can kind of see, there you go, where it pops out. Portrait, and then the Apparition. So that's pretty, the Vanguard. So, Vanguard's got its hood option with the face mask, and then kind of this option. I think it's kind of that flattened out Royal Guard special kind of helmets. The back piece is really nice on it. Once again, kind of leaves that detailed shadow. Has a good feel. The banner cloth flows like it should really well. So, got some chains. As you can see, there's a lot of animation that just keeps going and going when it comes to the physics on this thing. Really nice modeling. They took a lot of time on this with all the little small itty bitty little details in there. Got the kind of innocence symbol on the back there. As you can see, it's kind of got the front profile of it's just as good with all the little details into it. Even the staff's got good detail. Weapon effect. Yep, you can now have a trellis. Basically turn your weapon into a trellis. We'll just leave it at that. No real trail except for some leaf petals, as you can see. I kind of like the leaf petal effect though. as you're running around, but when you're zoomed out fighting, you can barely even tell that they're there. I mean, just a tad. It's almost kind of like the footprints and turning them on and off. You're not going to really pay a lot of attention or even see it much unless you're just kind of zoomed in looking at it like, oh, that's kind of cool. Alright, let's do the body armor. And this is kind of more warrior plate style. Let's turn it back off so we can get a good glimpse of the back here. Because they did some really cool things here with like the arm slots and a few things like that. It does line up really well with this kind of gold piece in the back here. And then the cloak goes well, kind of flows. Not a whole lot, some rivets, just kind of that plate armor style look. Here's the gloves, and then the boots. So that's it for the most part for the core pack there. And all of the pieces there. So I was going to show you the portal effects here. So let's go pull up a quick map here. Let's grab one of these. So two map options, the Crucible and the Empyrean. And we'll pick that one first. And we will activate it. And there you go. So on the smaller waypoint, you can see they're kind of a little overlapping. But you know, it's not too bad. Kind of has a cool angle from this side. But it's kind of this double winged overlap, which is fine. It's just kind of little awkward looking, but they did kind of line it up well when they did this. I mean, it almost looks like these two pillars were meant to be that way. And I'll show you on the bigger on the bigger waypoint, or not waypoint, but map device later here in just a second. You get the kind of bleed through cosmic background looking, which when they're all up and the angle, it almost looks like this entire area is part of that portal piece because you're getting it from both sides. So yeah, just kind of quite pretty. Let's see. Let's go and edit our workshop and make this out here. Let the animations kind of restart. So here's what the single portal ends up looking like. So here you can see they're spread out more. The wings look more focused on just the portal instead of as much overlapping. But you also kind of lose that entire wrapping around portal effect. You just kind of get a view into the cosmos one at a time. Alright. Add it again. Smooth this a little bit here so I can get around it. Click on the map device. Oops, need to change the map. Or portal. And Crucible. I do like how they fade away though. So we have the Crucible, which you can see there. These steampunks sci-fi equipment comes up, launches laser beams that then fall into the pits. Now on this one, it looks good because you have these kind of portal platforms, and the way it looks just kind of almost looks like you're jumping through, or if it's kind of digitizing that and you're just getting sucked in. And let me edit and show you on the small one. It's also a ground portal, which can kind of be useful or helpful, but it really looks better on the smaller one, where you have all these kind of portals in. It's creating this black hole that's sucking everything into it. You get these little arcane surges around the outside edges. Um, and a few pieces of we'll just call it dark matter escaping. So just kind of looks really cool. Get this laser light show effect going on. Those kinds of things. So in general, looks good and quite nice. So, and that's pretty much all the pack material. See you next time.